I answer that question, and in your rebuttal, you bring up new points, and then you expect me not to deal with those new points, it's not going to happen.
And therefore,
if you're not happy with that, please go away.
In other words, we don't have a working format.
Fine, then go. Okay, then fine.
Okay.
Then shake my hand and go.
Yeah. In other words,
Bye-bye.
we can't.
No
have
problem.
We can't.
No problem, bro.
That's fine.
Bro.
Abbas, lovely
Bye-bye.
to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Lovely to see you.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you too. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Good to
Arun.
see you. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't push me.
I'm not
Why are you
pushing
me.
I need you to get out of the camera so I can finish up.
I know.
Thank you.
So if I could.
Okay. So I think you can see what happened there.
So exactly what happened
We
here
started the discussion.
is that
Arun, you don't have to do that next to me.
I have the camera
Okay,
here.
see, this is
You
this is how petty he is. This is how petty he is. Because he knows I want to finish the discussion, he has to be in the shot.
No, the point
But
very
you
simply.
can do your finish up on your one little camera over there.
The point
Then
very
just finish up to the
the
cameras
point-
here.
the point
Why are you
very-
being
the
Why are you
point-
being like this?
The point very
Why are you
simply.
being like a child? Come
Okay,
on.
You are the one who is being
Why,
like a child.
why don't you go?
Constantly talking
Please
about.
go.
Constantly talking about.
Make
behaving
some
like an
make some
adult.
space
But
for him. Let him go. Please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye bye. So you can see clearly what happened here. Arun wants to have a discussion, which is fine. He wants to talk about the historicity of the evidences for Jesus, peace be upon him, and the narrative that we have. And he wants to talk about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So I said, fine. So the first thing, obviously, you have to do is you have to ask the question, where are you going to present the evidence from to establish your case? Now, his primary evidence was the Bible. As soon as I challenged the authenticity of the Bible and the very fact that the bulk, and when I say the bulk, I'm saying the overwhelming majority of Christian scholars, like for example, Bar Ehrman, who left Christianity, for example, Raymond Brown, for example, John Dominic, for example, Bruce Metzger, for example, James Dunn. These are all heavyweight Christian scholars. They accept that the Bible is not inerrant, that it has been changed, that it has been corrupted. Now, if you're going to rely on that information as evidence that Jesus is God, Jesus was crucified, Jesus was resurrected, why should I accept that? Why should I accept something that your own scholars do not accept as absolute evidence, as clear, as recorded, as trustable? So if it's a patchwork of things that might have happened, might not have happened, that were hearsay, that were changed and altered deliberately later, why should I accept that if your own people don't accept that? And as soon as he realized that's where the discussion was going to go, he started to do what he always does. Interrupt, you're changing the rules, you're doing this. It's like the child throwing the toys out of the pram. And that's why the brother said to me, don't talk to Arun because this is what he's going to do. And I thought, give him a chance. We'll try and do it nicely. But unfortunately, Arun is Arun. And I don't think Arun is going to change, right? This is just how Arun does his debates. It's not about the sophistry. It's not about the delivery. It's not about the force. It's about the evidence. And if your evidence is on shaky ground, why should I accept it? It's a simple thing, right? That we have to first define what your evidence is. And as soon as we went down there, he knew that he was on shaky ground and he had to disrupt the conversation and he did a runner. But that's what we have to put up with. And this is, mashallah, the veracity of Islam. Now, I did not get a chance to explain the evidences for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We have tens of thousands of eyewitnesses who moved to different parts of the world. We have isnad from people who were separated for centuries. And when we hear what they have to say about the Prophet Muhammad, those stories are virtually identical. Sometimes even the wording is identical. So we can be quite sure that if these stories were made up and these people were making up stories and they were traveling around the world, today you would have many different contradictory stories. Nobody would agree on anything. But our isnad, our chain of narration, goes right back to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We have multiple chains where each person within that chain is named, who their scholar was, who they were, whether they had lied ever in their life, whether they had openly sinned, what they said, what their scholar had said, and that isnad, that chain of narration goes right back to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Do they have this chain? Even for the Bible. They don't have it for the Bible, yet we have it for the seerah. We have it even for the sunnah of the Prophet, even for the actions that the Prophet did. I'm not even talking about the Quran. For the Quran, we have even stronger chains. So they have nothing to stand on. It's just about sophistry and just trying to have a discussion in a passionate way to keep my people happy. That's just an insincere way of having a discussion. And inshallah, we don't want to have these type of discussions. We want to have meaningful discussions. I hope people have learned something. On top of that, we have coins with the Prophet's name, with surahs, with the shahada. We have inscriptions on rocks, on buildings. We have stele on graves, all going back to the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We have carbon dated Qur'ans, folios, that go right back to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which, by the way, are identical to the Qur'ans that we have today. Now, when we go back to the earliest manuscripts, P45, P52, 2nd century, 3rd century, they're only a credit card size. Even they are different to what the modern day Matthew we have today. Even those credit cards, few verses, are different to what we have today. So they have no leg to stand on. And I really don't know why they even bother to try to have these type of discussions when they know that it's going to end very badly for them. It really is. It's like a kamikaze pilot knowing he's not going to come back, literally. But anyway, we thank them for their bravery, false sense of bravery, and hopefully we can have more sensible discussions in the future. Assalamu alaikum. Where's microphones? Whose are these? Yours? No worries. Which one is our one? And then take all the other ones away.
Yes, that was the second one I gave you.